Okay, so good morning, class. Today is Tuesday, November 20th, 2012, and the learning objective is how do we use proportional relationships to solve multi-step ratio and percent problems. And this is part one of a two-day lesson. Now the do now says suppose almond breeze milk costs $3.99 per half a gallon. You're asked to first find the unit rate and then find the equation that gives the relationship between the cost of almond breeze milk and the number of gallons purchased. Alright? So in order to do this, we have to we set our problem up as you can see on the board. We want to find the number of the dollars spent per gallon, and so we're given that $3.99 is what half gallon would cost. So we set up that ratio, $3.99 over 1/2 of a gallon, and you can see that that's equivalent to $7.98. That's $7.98 for 1 gallon. We can see this easily by multiplying, doubling. We double the numerator, so therefore we have to double the denominator. Alright? And so, like I was saying to the second class yesterday, if you notice the pattern, whenever you're trying to solve to find the equation for a proportional relationship, the number before the x, alright, is always the unit rate. So the number before the x is always the unit rate. So that's why we have the equation y is equal to the unit rate multiplied by x, which in this case we have y is equal to 7.98x. That's our equation. Now, since today's lesson is going to be mostly about percent problems, let us start out by defining the percent proportion. Okay, so as you will see in your class notes that I copied for you and brought so that you can have notes for today. Okay, so let me fix this video. Alright, so good. So we define the percent proportion as part divided by whole is equal to percent over 100. That is the percent proportion. Part divided by whole is equal to percent over 100. And I'm going to start with the I do. This is the basic format of today's problems that you will see in the lesson. So we are asked to find 12 is what percent of 32. We are asked to solve this problem. 12 is what percent of 32. So I set up my proportion, my percent proportion. Okay, so I have that 12 over 32, all right, is equal to p over 100. Okay, so again I have 12 over 32 is equal to p over 100. Okay, so notice the first step is I write the percent proportion. Okay, the first step is I write the percent proportion. Then the second step that you can see here is I find the cross product that we saw in class yesterday. I start in the upper left and I multiply across with the lower right. So I find the product of 12 and 100, and then I set it equal to the product of 32 and p. So we find the cross product, right? Now we get 12 times 100 is obviously equal to 32 times p based on this proportion. The next step is we multiply. What is 12 times 100? We know that's going to be 1200. And what is 32 times p? We know that's simply going to be 32p. Alright? And so we do that multiplication. After that step is finished, we want to find out what 1p is, because here we know what 32p gives us. 32p would give us 1200. Okay, so I divide each side of this equation by 32. So 1200 divided by 32 is equal to 32p divided by 32. Alright? And when I do that, I will get that 1p, which is the same as p, reading from right to left, 1p would be equal to 37.5%. Alright? 1p is equal to 37.5 rather. And we know that the problem is a percent problem. So finally, my answer would be 37.5%. Again, my answer is going to be 37.5%. And this is how we're going to solve percent problems for today. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you watch it again on YouTube so that you can learn something. Alright, take care.